Hey there, hi there, ho there.
You're as welcome as can be.
Another week of Three Ball Walk. Eddie, Bob,
Bob.
Julio here.
Good to see
And the season's winding down. We're down to probably about 50, I was going to say 50, about 30 games.
About 30 games.
30, 32 games, another month. We're at the end of August. We've got all of September to go.
Just flown
30
by.
games, almost the lead of the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're 21 games ahead of Arizona,
Sick.
21 and a half against Colorado. And to show you how, imagine if those teams were bad and weren't leading the wild card right now, how big that lead would be.
That they are definitely the dominant team.
Today is Wednesday here. I don't know when you're watching it there, but when they lost on Monday, it was their 6th loss since June 6th.
That's
That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time to win.
That's just sick.
That's
and,
less than a loss a week.
And Kershaw's not even on the team. I mean, that's just sick.
Still leading the league
Still
and
leading-
wins.
And wins and on ERA.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. So he's still leading the league in ERA. What Bob asked the question earlier: can you win the ERA title and be on the DL?
Well, Cy Young, I mean.
Or Cy Young,
Cy
yeah.
Young, it'd be on
Well,
the DL.
Cy Young, you don't have to even qualify for. I mean, Steve Bedrosian won throwing
Out the
40,
bullpen.
and
Yeah.
he wouldn't have qualified for the ERA title. So you're looking at two different things. To be the ERA champion, you need to have one inning pitch for every one of your team's games. Kershaw's thrown 140, 141,
141, yeah.
141 innings this year. He'll need 21 more innings before the season ends. But if he'd have gotten those 21 2 months ago and then gone on the DL and finished the season with 162 innings, he could have not pitched for the last 2 months of the season and won the ERA title.
So that might be a strategy for someone going forward. Is you get to 162 innings, you've had a great year, your team sucks, you just shut it down.
My elbow.
I hurt my elbow. I got a little tendonitis in my elbow there.
It's hurt. It's
A
hurt.
few $100,000 in my contract for winning the Cy Young Award. Huh?
Well, that's on one. But the other one, I mean, to show you why, is how many times has a guy led the batting title by 30, 40 points and shut it down? I mean,
Yeah.
I think ERA is meaningless. Batting titles are meaningless when it comes. It's a team sport.
Team
and I
sport,
think,
sure.
Well, it is a team sport, but if it's a team sport, why do they have individual bonuses?
well, why do
In their
if it's a
contracts.
team sport and he's so good, why is the team playing so well without him?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, heck, if you're Kershaw, you got to wonder, do I even have a spot on the roster when I come back?
It was the same situation last year. Remember?
Yeah.
And he came.
And he
you know,
came
that's
back.
not
And did they win it last year?
No.
Did they win?
They won the division.
Did they win the National League? Did they win the
No,
pennant?
They lost to the Cubs in the.
Oh, you mean they lost to the Cubs, even though last year they were in the same place and Kershaw came back and hadn't pitched for a couple months?
They weren't 89 and 35, 54 games over 500.
No, but I'm still
and
holding on
in
for my
August.
Cubbies to win it all again, the same way.
They're coming on.
The Cubbies are 2.5 ahead of Milwaukee.
That a baby. Oh, go Cubbies.
4.5 ahead of St. Louis.
Won
You
4
still
straight.
I still think they're going to do it.
the whole shebang. Win the whole shebang.
I still have called them all the way. So I mean, but LA is really good. They are really.
I mean, they just went.
They're a really good team.
You know, and their hot rookie, probably going to be rookie of the year this year, but jinxed.
Bellinger, I jinxed him. I'm sorry. I picked you to win the home run title, and you didn't. I picked
You
Stanton
picked him
to get
to win.
hurt,
You
and
picked him to
somebody down there heard about it in Miami and went to some voodoo doctor down there,
And the wrong guy got
and
hurt.
the wrong guy got hurt. So yeah, I'm sorry. My apologies to all you Dodger fans.
Right now, with with things as they are, Mike Stanton, John Carlos Stanton, excuse me, has 46 home
46
runs.
home runs.
Projected to hit 60. I don't think he'll get there, and I don't think any of us were there because he's been hot, and he can't stay.
He can't
this
stay
hot.
that hot.
He can't stay that hot.
But he just
No
needs
one
14.
downs.
He needs 14 in 6 weeks.
Second, he needs 14 in
He
6
can do it.
weeks. Oh, he could do it. He can go. He's gotten 13 in the last 18 games.
He's sick.
But he also that only makes 13 for the month too. Is that right?
Yeah, which is a Marlins record.
Right. So he had 13 in the month, but 13 in 8 games.
18 games.
18 games. So
Yeah, and we're on the 24. I mean, there's probably been about 20, 21 games played. We're on the 24th.
so he'd have to stay on that same pace.
No, that's projected
Till September.
for
September.
that is 47 or 46 home runs in 112 games. So it doesn't. Yes, this streak continues, but he has to stay on the same pace he's been on since the beginning of the season.
Well, he'd have to stay on the same pace for the month. He'd have to get
If
basically
he gets another
13, because by the time
Well,
he gets to the end, okay,
13 plus there's another week left in this season.
Right,
No,
but by the time
if he
he
stays on the pace he's at right now, he'll finish with 62 or 63, 64.
no, he won't, because they'll shut him down and start sitting him some.
Well, the
if they're
Marlins
out
are
of it.
the Marlins are they're 13 back of Washington, but they're only 5 games out of the
5 and a
wild
half
card.
back.
Right, I'm saying if it
Finally
gets to
hit.
the end of September, the last couple of weeks, he may not get as many at bats if they're already out of it. If there's
Why?
no, because why don't you give somebody else a shot to look at, unless he's already got the record for the franchise. If he's leading,
Because you're still trying to win game. I mean, you don't sit
you
guys.
sit guys. Everybody sits.
You might
guys.
sit a game here and there to
That's
rest.
what I'm talking
but-
about.
So he sits out a game.
He's going to sit out more than one.
They're not. They're trying to be. So those fans sit there and say, well, once the Marlins are out of it, no reason to go to games at the end of September because
No,
we
he'll
don't get to
play
see
at home.
Giancarlo.
He'll play at home, but I don't think he'll play on the road against a lot of people. If they're out of it, why risk his injury?
What injury?
If he gets hit in the face like a freak thing like last year,
Okay, so if they're they'll give him a little helmet. Hey, last week we're afraid you're going to get hit in the face, and
I'm just saying.
he's not going to get hurt.
Okay.
I think what's going to change the game for him is if Miami's only 5.5 back in the wild card, if they start creeping up or they're going to win the wild card, then you're going to see teams not pitch to him. I think that's what's going to stop him from hitting 60 home runs. I really do.
I think he can't keep that pace up. It's kind of interesting though, talking about paces.
Because you
the
also
only
say-
guy, second in all of major leagues, Aaron Judge, who really hasn't hit that many home runs
After the All-Star break.
After the All-Star break, he's got 37. He's projected to get 46 at the pace he's at.
So Carlos,
No one else is
can win.
projected.
Yeah.
So even
If he never
Giancarlo
hits
could get
another one.
hurt, and
he still wins.
Cody Bellinger,
He's out. He's not gonna make it now.
you
I'm sorry, Cody. My bad.
know.
A pig story last year.
And
Bellinger
Judge,
this year. It's a kiss of death.
I know Eddie said this earlier in the year when Judge looked like he was going to win the Triple Crown, that he was going to cool off, and he has immensely. Do you think it's just the pressure of New York? Do you think it's the you were doing so great, and then now you're trying? Has his swing changed? I don't watch the Yankees that much. I watch the National.
They find the hole.
You
find the holes
you
in the
make
guy's
adjustments.
swings. As a pitching coach, that's your job, is to find the spot, and then it's just up to the pitcher. Can the pitcher put it where you want to throw it? Whether it's a fastball up and in or a curveball down and away, and that's the pitch you're going to get him out on. And he's on pace. Is he still striking out once a game? Does he still have that
set
record
that
going?
record. He said it.
He said, "Oh no, he still has it going. He's
So-
36 games in a row.
36
with a
games in a
strikeout.
row with a strikeout. So clearly they have figured a way to pitch to him, and he hasn't made an adjustment
right.
yet to combat that.
But the Yankees are still getting the 495-foot home runs. They got one last night, and he was hot this time of year last year, where we were talking, did he play enough games to win Rookie of the Year and everything like that? But it's not Aaron Judge that's hot for the Yankees right now. I mean, have you been watching him?
Who is
I
it?
don't really watch the American.
Gary Sanders. I mean,
I watch
is-
highlights, but I don't watch the American.
I guess he
League.
got. I guess he got ticked off when he got set.
He's up to 24. He's hit about 7 or 8 home runs in the last 3 weeks. I mean,
Yep.
he's
He's
hot.
confident.
He
Yep.
is hot. He's been carrying the Yankees, and that's why they're still leading that wild card, along with Minnesota, 2 games ahead of Minnesota, and they're just a little bit ahead of the Angels, the Royals, and the Seattle Mariners.
Seattle's hanging tough.
Yeah.
2 games out. They could come on now. They could get in there.
It's an exciting.
Here's my question: we're going to play. We're in
got
part
5
2.
minutes left.
In
Or we
part
can
2,
play
we're
part
going to
2.
play a little bit more games between you two. But I just want
Okay.
you guys see how well you know. Okay, Giancarlo leads the major leagues in home runs with 46.
Yep.
Aaron Judge is second at 37. Tied for 5th is Chris Davis of the A's and Cody Bellinger of the Dodgers.
Tied
Okay,
for 5th.
that's with 34. Who's tied for 3rd with 35? Give me one of them.
So 2 guys.
2 guys. You got Giancarlo, you got Judge, you got 2 guys at 35, and you got Bellinger and Chris Davis at 34.
My boy from the Arizona Diamondbacks,
Paul Goldschmidt.
Goldschmidt.
Goldschmidt's not even in the top 10.
Well,
I was
took
going
a
to say
shot.
Nelson
And
Cruz
yours?
is who I was going to say.
Nelson Cruz is number 10 with 31.
I was off.
He's right there close.
I I was off.
Somebody else on the Marlins? Maybe Yelich?
I could give you the team, and
Ozuna?
you guys would probably still have a Texas Ranger and a Kansas City Royal.
I have no idea. I don't even know who's on the roster of either one of those
Beltre?
squads.
Not Beltray.
Who is it?
Mike Moustakas
Moustakas.
I was going to say Moustakas for the Royals. Okay.
and Joey Gallo.
I would never say
Who?
Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo.
Joey
Yeah,
Gallo.
Joey Gallo.
Gallo?
Yeah.
Gallo.
Oh, did you say Gallo? I thought you said
Joey
Callo.
Gallo, who hit a home run up until last Sunday. They kept making a reference to it at that perfect game, high school all-star game. The only time anyone hit a ball out of a major league park in that game at San Diego was Joey Gallo
Yep.
about 5 or 6 years ago.
You forget
And it
about
happened twice last Sunday.
You say Gallo, right? Gallo? Not Callo?
Like Ernest and Julio, not
Julio.
Julio.
Like Julio. Gallo.
Yes.
See.
Gallo. You don't
And
get-
then behind
you-
Bellinger and
neither-
Davis,
Neither one of you got the
Justin,
reference, did you?
Justin Smoke,
That makes sense. Yeah.
you know, Joey Votto, Jay Bruce, and Nelson Cruz rounds up the top 10.
Justin Cruz is having a really
None
good
of them
year.
are projected to hit more home runs than
They
Giancarlo.
can't. They can't get him.
No.
They
So,
can't get
so
him.
you've given up on that one.
Yeah, I mean, heck.
And your Tampa Bay winning the wild card.
They faded.
You've given up on that one, too.
They won last night, though.
They won last night, and they're not playing badly, but they just don't hit the ball enough. It's really, and you guys said that a couple weeks ago. We talked about it. And
How far are they back now?
I don't even know.
They're more than two games.
More than 2 games.
I don't know. I don't know the teams that did it in 1955. It was American League teams, and I should know because American League was playing real baseball back then, and they hit 15 home runs in a single doubleheader.
Wow.
The Marlins
Last
and
night.
Phillies last night had 14 home runs through 14 innings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was awesome.
They hit 9 in the first game. The Marlins hit a home. Ozuna hit 1 in the first. Yelich hit 1 in the second. The Phillies came back with 2 home runs in the third.
Was it a doubleheader?
It was a doubleheader.
Oh, that doesn't
So
count.
now-
That's not one game.
No, in a doubleheader.
In a
15
doubleheader.
home runs in a doubleheader.
Oh, I thought you said 15 games, 15 home runs in a
No,
game.
in a doubleheader.
And
No, in a doubleheader.
And Ichiro popped
And
one.
they were Ichiro hit 1 and Stan hit 1 in the first game. But the point is, through 14 innings, 5 innings into the second game, they had 14 home runs. And I can't remember who for the Phillies hits what would have tied the record, number 15 for most home runs. And Yelich goes over the fence and robs.
Pulls it back.
Close it back.
Unbelievable catch. I mean, great catch. And it took it ended the home run derby because no one else hit another one after that or even came close.
Wow.
But they finished with 14 home runs, including Giancarlo's
amazing.
46th.
Man.
Blanco for the Phillies hit his first of the season in the first game, hit his second of the season in the second game. So
Ball
the
must have
was-
been
the ball
flying.
was
It was-
flying.
it was.
The
Where
ball
were they
was
playing,
flying.
in Philly or in Miami?
They were playing in Philly.
Philadelphia.
And it was hot. And the Marlins entered the game 2 games under 500. And now they are at 500 and just
Five and a
just
half
five and a half out of the wild card.
Five
Are
and a half out of
anyone
the wild
and
card.
this was a question we asked, and we can close with this right now. We asked, and just your opinion, a while back, were there going to be 3 playoff teams from the West?
Yes.
Is it still? And we all said yes.
Yep.
The lead is now 3 over Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's the interesting team.
They are, but
But you-
do they have enough? And I don't think they do to catch those two. Again, it depends on how many times that Arizona and Colorado have to play each other and have to
And
play,
play the
Dodgers.
The Dodgers. Yep.
So that,
Did the
that might
Dodgers
make it-
start resting their whole team? They might as well start resting Kershaw now and getting them ready for the playoffs.
I think they started resting him about
a month
8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Whenever he went on the DL, it's like, hey, we've got enough out of you, Clayton. Shut it down. Just shut it down. Your back's okay.
It's fun. And the Red Sox will stay ahead of the Yankees?
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to say yes on that one. I think they'll barring any
A
injury.
lot of injuries. David Price, what's the word
He's
on
still
him?
out. They don't know when I haven't heard when he's coming back. I mean, he's one of the American League has had some pretty big injuries. Cleveland's gotten bitten twice or 3 times. Jason Kipnis yesterday with a hamstring injury.
Losing that big lefty, the Red
Andrew
Sox, they
Miller.
weren't able to make up for the big lefty by losing
Yep.
Price, huh? That Sale guy they signed in the
Yeah,
offseason's
he's
done
adequate.
absolutely nothing.
Adequate.
Yeah,
He's carrying.
that's a pretty good pickup.
that. Hey, Price might get hurt. We need another big lefty.
Yeah, and we got one. And now
they
Price is like, we don't care if we have him or not.
Yeah.
He's second. He's a ham and egger compared to that guy.
Price is with Kershaw.
And
Who
Sale's
could-
going to
who
get
would have
300
thought that?
strikeouts this year. I mean, Sale's unbelievable. I mean, he's got 250 strikeouts right now. He's going to get 300.
Andrew Miller's out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a tough gig, but hey, we'll be right back in the second half, and we'll talk about some other stuff. Be right back.